Rolls-Royce makes the most luxurious cars in the world, and the richest people in the world dream of owning a Rolls-Royce. But surprisingly, this luxurious Rolls-Royce was started by a boy whose entire childhood was spent doing child labor in poverty. The story begins in 1863. Henry Royce is born in a small village in England. When Royce was only 4 years old, his father's business was ruined, and the entire family was on the streets. But this was just the beginning of problems. After this, at the age of 9, Royce lost his father forever, because of which his mother had to work as a maid, and Royce started delivering newspapers. Till now, Royce's future was filled with darkness. But at the age of 14, there was a turning point in his life. One of his aunts saw potential in Henry. She went to the Great Northern Railway Company, and there she joined Royce as an apprentice. In the next 3 years, Royce worked day and night. After reading dozens of books and working practically in the factory, he learned carpentry, maths, and most importantly, electronics. By the age of 17, he had become a fully capable mechanic. By the age of 21, he was working as an engineer in a company called Maxim Weston. But due to financial difficulties, this company was about to close. Royce had the option to take up jobs in many other companies, but he decided to open his own electrical engineering company. He used his £20 savings and started a small office space in Manchester, F.H. Royce and Company. He also got his friend Ernest Claremont to join as a partner. Initially, Royce did whatever he could to survive, like repairing sewing machines, electrical fittings, etc. But Royce saw that the demand for electrical fittings and lighting was increasing, so he started manufacturing arc lamps, bulb holders, and electronic doorbells, and this job changed the company's fate. By the year 1900, the company's sales had crossed £20,000. At the age of 38, Royce had a family, and they were planning to build a huge factory. Everything was going well when a twist comes in the story. In 1901, German and American companies entered the British electronics market. The competition increased, and the prices of electronics equipment fell. Even after a lot of effort, Royce's business started crashing. And as the hard-earned business started failing, Royce's physical and mental health started deteriorating. When Royce consulted a doctor, he got a simple advice. Royce needed fresh air to recover. He was also advised to buy a car so that he could travel without strain. Royce took a vacation and recovered. He also bought a French-made car called Decauville. This car made a lot of noise. Brakes were ineffective, and there were problems like overheating. For a perfectionist like Henry, this car was below standard, so he decided to make minor modifications to this car. But unknowingly, he completely redesigned the car. This redesigned car was superior to the original Decauville car, and this gave Royce the confidence to build his own car and even do the So sign up on Audible through the link in the description or pinned comment and get a 2-month free trial. Now let's come back to the story. In March 1906, Rolls-Royce Limited was officially established, and first of all, 4 Rolls-Royces, 10, 15, 20, and 30 horsepower models were decided to be supplied. Rolls believed that the best way to market any car is to participate in racing tournaments with that car. That's why Rolls participated in prestigious tournaments like Isle of Man and Tourist Trophy and used Rolls-Royce cars to win those races. Along with that, he made many new speed records with these cars. With all this, Rolls-Royce was already established like a great car company, but now his most successful car was yet to come. At the end of 1906, Rolls-Royce launched a model with 40 and 50 horsepower and 6 cylinders. Its body color was silver, and it was very smooth and silent to drive, just like a ghost. And that's why it was named Silver Ghost. To market the car, Rolls planned an endurance test of 24,000 kilometers, in which Silver Ghost was driven continuously for 2.5 months, day and night except on Sundays, and the distance of 24,000 kilometers was covered. Silver Ghost passed this test without any issue. Apart from this, Rolls organized many demonstrations in which he passed Silver Ghost with a whisper test. In this test, he balanced a coin on the bonnet of the car and drove it without dropping it, which proved that this car is extremely smooth. With these strategies, Silver Ghost became popular all around, like the best car in the world, and it became the first choice of kings, queens, and industry leaders of that time. Rolls-Royce's partnership decision proved to be a masterstroke. He was getting success from all sides. That's when a terrible accident happened. Along with cars, Charles Rolls was also very passionate about aviation. On the 12th of July, 1910, he was flying a plane named Wright Flyer. During the flight, the tail section of the aircraft broke, and the plane crashed from a height of 100 feet. In this accident, 32-year-old Charles Rolls lost his life. Unfortunately, he became the first person in Britain to lose his life in an airplane accident. This accident had deeply impacted Rolls-Royce. He was trying to recover from this loss, but in 1911, he got another shock. His health started deteriorating rapidly, and doctors told him that he had ball cancer. He underwent a major surgery. But even after this, doctors said that he would only be able to live for 3 months. Even in this condition, Rolls-Royce kept improving Silver Ghost's design and engineering. And then a miracle happened. 3 months passed by, and Rolls-Royce achieved a 100% recovery. After coming back, Rolls-Royce made major improvements to Silver Ghost. Ground clearance was increased, suspension was improved, and chassis was also made stronger. During this time, Rolls-Royce saw that there was a trend of putting personalized mascots on the bonnet of cars. But the company was worried that people were putting inappropriate mascots, which could negatively impact Rolls-Royce's images. That's why they designed their own mascot. Their mascot uses a British actress and model named Eleanor Thornton. This sculpture shows a woman leaning forward. Her hands are stretched backwards, and there is strong wind blowing on them. This mascot symbolizes a sense of grace, freedom, and speed. Its name is Spirit of Ecstasy. Ecstasy means overwhelming happiness. Due to all these improvements, Rolls-Royce's sales and profits were growing exponentially. By 1913, their profit was more than £90,000, and there were plans to expand the branches internationally. But again, something happened that almost destroyed Rolls-Royce. World War I. World War I started in 1914, but Rolls-Royce was not ready for it. The economy crashed due to the war, which had the biggest impact on luxury car companies like Rolls-Royce. Sales crashed, and the company had to fire its employees. Everyone thought that Rolls-Royce would not be able to survive the war, but Rolls-Royce had some other plans. Rolls-Royce met with the military authorities, after which they realized that they needed reliable and high-performance cars in the war. That's why Rolls-Royce modified the Silver Ghost and turned it into an armored car. The body of the car was 8 millimeters thick,